Hello YouTube, Evil Foo here. I've been gone for many months, but I'm back. I want to start throwing some videos up. My old fat ass is trying to get back in shape. I've been very out of shape for the last couple of years. Anyway, long story short, I had a gym injury last week, a minor gym injury, which actually should have been super minor. Is what they call muscle compartment syndrome, I guess. I had a muscle in my forearm, in a tight little compartment in my forearm, tried to grow. Didn't have any room to grow because like netted in there. So it inflamed, swelled up, hurt extremely badly, and it started to die, unfortunately. So I ended up going to the hospital. I was in pain, extreme pain. Like it wasn't a specific injury, like nothing popped or tore or anything. I went to the gym. It was only the second night back to the gym. It was a light exercise, like I knew not to push it. But the next day I had lactic acid buildup, normal lactic acid buildup in both of my muscles and everything. I had done in my chest and back was what I hurt it with. But anyway, so everything felt fine the next day. And about halfway through my shift, as I work as a bill collector right now temporarily, which is a terrible job by the way, but pay your fucking bills. Anyway, about halfway through that shift, all of a sudden just my arm started hurting extremely intensely. I spent my lunch break I iced it, I tried moving in different positions. I took some Tylenol, some ibuprofen. Nothing seemed to reduce the pain. Eventually got so intense after my lunch break, I started going into fight or flight mode. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I never felt such intense pain for such a prolonged time before. So I called off work. I went to the hospital, the VA hospital, which is not necessarily the best hospitals in the world. I went to the VA hospital just hoping they would give me something for the pain, right? I didn't know I had any kind of actual injury because there was no like muscle pop or tear or anything like that I was aware of. So I went there. They did a bunch of tests, lab work, and things like that, and they found. They eventually figured out, after talking to a sports orthopedic surgeon, what was compartment syndrome. But apparently, yeah, the muscle died, or tried to grow inside, but didn't have any room, so it died, and it started breaking down proteins. My liver wasn't able to process those proteins, fast enough or whatever. So they were afraid my kidneys were going to shut down. So I got admitted into the hospital. I spent 6 days, 5 nights in the hospital on 24/7 fluids. They had IV fluid with me the whole time. So I just kept hydrating and peeing. I was extremely bored, didn't have anything to do. I've never had to be in the hospital before, only one other time. I had a severe tonsillitis one time, and I got hospitalized for that, but I was so doped up for that. I don't even really remember those 3 days I was in the hospital. That was years ago. But anyway, long story short, I had a lot of downtime, a lot of boredom, and I'm a huge SEGA fan, lifelong SEGA fan. Love SEGA. When all the mini consoles came out a few years ago, like the NES Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini, the PlayStation Mini, the Genesis Mini, all those, Neo Geo Mini came out, all that stuff came out. I didn't have any disposable income at the time, and I wasn't really interested in any of those at the time. I kind of was, but just like peripherally, I wasn't really paying attention to a lot of that. Anyway, so I had my debit card, I had downtime, Wi-Fi, I was bored. So I went on eBay, I found, I'm going to get an NES, a Super NES, and a Genesis. The Genesis one, all brand new ones. They're a little bit more expensive than they were when they came out, but not like ridiculously so. So I don't mind paying extra since I missed out. And I've already pre-ordered the first day it was available, the Genesis Mini 2, which is why I want to get the 1, because I already got the 2 coming, so might as well get the 1. But that just came today, so I'm looking forward to playing this a whole bunch. I'm a super Sega nerd. Like I said, I'm getting the NES and the Super Nintendo as well. PlayStation 1, the reviews say it sucks, so I'm not going to get one of those. But I'm really looking forward to playing this. Most of the games I've already played on here, or I already have, either on the original Genesis or any of the collections Sega's released for like the 360 PS3 or the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or even downloadable collections and the things like the Castlevania Bloodlines and Contra, was it Hardcore, stuff like that. Those are already available in Konami collections, things like that. But this has like Eternal Champions. That's all kinds of things that are really good on here. It's a really cool curated collection done by M2. They do great, emulation work, and the hardware itself is supposed to be really cool. So I was really looking forward to getting this. Like I said, I have the 2 coming already, so I want to get the collection. So I'm going to open this up and play with it and have some fun. I also ordered the Astro City Mini, the one that comes with Virtua Fighter, and which is going to be the first time Arcade Perfect Virtua Fighter game has been, the Virtua Fighter 1 for the Model 1 has been available for home system. Well, it's not really home system, a mini system, but whatever. That's the first time I've been able to play that since the 90s, Arcade Perfect, so I'm excited about that. It also has Golden Axe, the Revenge of Death Adder, like the official sequel to the original arcade Golden Axe, which is supposed to be fantastic. I've never played it. I don't do any of the PC emulation or anything like that, so these games are going to be new to me for, I'm very excited to experience them, especially as a huge SEGA fan. I mean, I watch YouTube and stuff like that. I see other people playing, and I know about the games, but playing it yourself is totally different, of course. So that is on the way, but I'm going to open this up and play with this and geek out for a bit, and hopefully you all enjoy it. All right, let's see what's in the box. So this is supposed to be brand new. I have not opened this yet. I just got it from eBay today. I need a pen. Do we have any tape? So we don't have any tape sealing the top, which is a bad sign. Tape on the bottom, but I probably don't even need to cut that. Let's see. I just had a really bad eBay experience the other day buying a game, so hopefully this isn't 2 in a row. So I'm opening this up. I'm not really doing a proper unboxing. There's much better unboxing videos if you were interested in this, but it does look like it's possibly brand new. Oops. Yeah, it looks like that's originally sealed. So there's a controller in here. I guess it comes with 2, I think these are the 3-button controllers, the Japanese and was it the European and the Japanese? Maybe just the Japanese version came with a 6-button controller, but you can buy those separate. But the Genesis 2 that I'm getting is going to come with 6-button controllers anyway, so I can just use those. Like this has like Street Fighter Champion Edition, things like that. So if I need a 6-button controller, I can just buy another one or wait until I get one of those others. So we have 2 controllers, AC adapter. That looks like that is HDMI. No, that is HDMI. This must be USB power. We have a manual, and then hopefully the most important thing, this should be the Genesis itself, which is awesome. It has a little serial number on the bottom and everything like a real Genesis. All right, let's check this baby out. I feel like a kid at Christmas. I never get excited for anything anymore. I'm boring and old. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Give me 1 second here. I can't believe how lightweight this is. So this is it, Genesis Mini. I don't know where the camera is. Hopefully it will automatically adjust to that. But let's see, so on the back it has, DC in, has HDMI out. This is a 1-for-1, well not the scale obviously, but replica of the original model of the Genesis, which is awesome, which I have sitting over by my TV right now, so I'll compare the two once I get up here. Let's peel the film off of here. So it has on and off. I believe the on and off and the reset actually work. The headset volume right here does move up and down like the real one, but it doesn't actually change anything. But the on and off, I believe, and the reset works, which is really cool. It says high definition graphics. They were very high definition at the time. All right, let's see one of these controllers. I'm not going to open up both controllers. Let's see, they are right there. The original red and black 3-button controller. Let's see what it feels like here. Yeah, D-pad feels decent. Buttons feel decent. Whew, man, those ergonomics are a lot different than the modern ones. I don't really think ergonomics were even a consideration back then, really. It was surprising. This came out before the Super Nintendo. It was kind of surprising they only put 3 buttons on here. Super Nintendo came out, it had, what, 6 buttons plus the start and select. So it was a lot. And then they, Sega eventually released their own 6-button controller as well. All right, well, I'm going to go set this up, and I want to fucking play it. All right, and here is my original model SEGA Genesis I had as a kid. This is the SEGA Genesis. It's like the second iteration that came out, probably. It wasn't the original one. The original one had the high definition graphics written across the top. The revised ones, I can't talk. The revised ones didn't. So this is the more revised one. I had the original Sega CD as well, but it had a defect in it. I don't remember what the defect was. It stopped playing the disc though. But Sega's customer service was fantastic back in the day. They sent out an overnight UPS or box from UPS, and then they overnighted me the replacement. So they sent me the newer version, which actually came with Sewer Shark, which I didn't have. It's a full motion video game, which I don't really care about, but nice to get a free game. But that came in like 24 hours, I think, from the time I sent it in. They sent me a brand new one. So aesthetically, it doesn't match the old Genesis. The original one did match the old Genesis. This was the newer model Genesis, Genesis 3 or whatever they called it. So you had to put an adapter right here to make it fit. I mean, it works fine without the adapter, but I lost the adapter over the years. This is my very original one. Here is the Mini I just got. Let's see. So let's see, this one is modeled after the original, so it has the high definition graphics on it right there. And there it is compared to the original. Look how tiny that thing is. That is fantastic. So I'm super excited to go play this and hook it up. I'm not going to leave it sitting on here. I'll probably put it right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Put it right there for now. I might put it on one of these shelves. I have different systems on different shelves down there that are all playable. But for now, tonight, I'm just going to put it right here and have some fun with it. This isn't going to be any kind of fancy, you know, video capture card recording or anything like that. I'm not doing any kind of gameplay. It's just me geeking out. I just got out of the hospital, you know. I want to come back on YouTube, have some fun, and geek out, relax a little bit. One cool thing I noticed when I was plugging in the controller, though, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there it goes. I think you can see it right there. It actually has SEGA branding on the little USB where it plugs into the console app, which is pretty cool. All right, I'm going to plug this in and play around a bit. Have some fun. It's on the wrong thing. Ah, there we go. All right. All right, A to confirm. Classic SEGA sounds. All right, there we go. The Genesis Mini is hooked up. That is so cool. Alicia Dragoon, I don't even know what that is. Street Fighter 2, Shining Force are my favorite games of all time. Actually, all these. Streets of Rage 2, Shining Force, Gunstar Heroes, Shinobi 3. Those are all absolutely fantastic. Sonic Hedgehog 2, of course. What is it? Super Fantasy Zone. This was never put onto the Genesis before, I believe. Landstalker, I absolutely love Landstalker. Eternal Champions. I don't have the time to get into that right now, but I'm very much looking forward to playing that. Castlevania Bloodlines is probably my favorite Castlevania of the non-32-bit variety. Light Crusader, that's a treasure game, I believe. I want to try that. Beyond Oasis is great. Phantasy Star 4, which I can't believe there hasn't been a sequel to. An actual Phantasy Star, not that online stuff. Actual Phantasy Star mainline that used to compete 1-for-1 with Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, and now it's just a forgotten relic of the past. Mega Man, the Willy Wars, I think that's, or the Wily Wars, I should say. The Willy Wars. Willy Wars would be a completely different thing. They'd be like a Mega Man, the Cockfight. Anyway, the Wily Wars, I believe that's the first 3 NES titles ported over to 16-bit, enhanced a little bit. Dynamite Heady, I've never really played, but I always hear good things. Earthworm Jim, Total Classic. Virtua Fighter 2, this is going to be absolutely terrible. It's a sprite-based version of Virtua Fighter 2. Monster World 4, which is awesome. I actually have that in the Monster World collection on the Xbox 360, which is backwards compatible. Let's see, so settings. Please read this before playing. Languages. I believe if you switch this to Japanese, it actually changes. Yeah, see, it says Mega Drive now instead of Genesis. Yeah, it's got the Japanese versions of the games. Ooh, is that Strider? Strider's on here. Strider is fantastic. Golden Axe, Ghouls and Ghosts. Strider is one of the games that really blew me. Ooh, I love the Japanese art for Shining Force. Is there a way to see like more info on these? I don't know. That started the game. That's not really what I wanted. I think I hold down the start button. Holding down the start button did nothing. I want to leave. Alright, screen settings. Let's see. I want. What is that? We don't want stretch. Yeah, we want where it is. Go back. Wallpaper settings. Okay. All right. I can't believe I have this. There's Strider. I'm so excited. I really want my NES Mini too, so I can play Punch-Out above anything else. And the Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo version. I also want to play Super Mario 3. Alright, well, enough wasting everybody's time here. Just real quickly, I just want to get into a game and see what it looks like. See how it holds up. One of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time here. I'm going to skip that. Change the players, level normal. The C button is the one you need to C select, so I'm not sure what's going to be what here. I'm used to modern controls. Hold the start button, right? Yes, there we go. We can save. So that was return to main menu is this. All right, let's play one or two more games here, and then I will stop boring all of YouTube here. I do have my controller. I don't know if this is on screen or not here. Let's see, the whip or the spear. I like the spear guy if I remember correctly. I mean, I'll play both. Ah, that soundtrack. So good. Oh yeah! I remember this dude having blonde hair. I mean, he totally doesn't have blonde hair. I don't know why it is in the movie there. This is not the most comfortable way to play. I just wanted to show that I'm playing on the controller. This is one of the first games that really blew me away as a kid. Like, graphically, I thought it was stupendous. I played the arcade version of this recently on the Capcom Arcade Stadium. But this is the Genesis version, which is a really good version. And there's no consistency between these games about which one does jump, which one does attack. This one has 2 jump buttons. And 1 attack button right in the middle. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, as a kid, during 16-bit days, this game right here graphically blew me away. It was fantastic. I think it was like the first 8 megabit cartridge that was available, so it was like a big deal at the time. Shining Force is the first game I can remember as a kid that once I beat it, I wanted to immediately replay it. Like, as a lot of games as a kid, once you beat them, like, okay, you know, you put that game down for a while or whatever. Some game, depending on the type of game, like a fighting, you know, a brawler or something like that, or a fighting game, you know, you just keep replaying those. But any kind of game that had, like, you know, a real defined structure, like start, middle, begin, you know, end, that kind of thing, especially RPGs and things like that. They were good to play the story, but they're one and done mostly for me. But Shining Force, part of it is just the gameplay is so good, and I like the story and everything. But you can get all these different, you can recruit all these different soldiers and stuff to your army, which is really cool. So I remember playing this. I have played this game, oh my god, so many times, over a dozen times from beginning to end in my lifetime. It doesn't seem like that many, but that's quite a few, really. There's no way to skip all this dialogue? There we go. I have been waiting for a Shining Force 4 since I was a freaking teenager, which is ridiculous. We never even got the full Shining Force 3 on the Saturn, and it was broken into 3 chapters. We only got the first chapter in America because SEGA of America crapped out on the Saturn. So I've never played chapters 2 and 3 of Shining Force 3, which is probably one of the best games I've ever played in my life. They really need to do a remastered collection of that. I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, remastered, just put it in 4K, 60 frames a second with the original graphics would be just fine. I would easily pay $60 for that. What shall I call you? Well, you gotta call me Evil Foo, of course. Nice to meet you, Evil Foo. I'm Simone. Back off and tell me everything. You get going. Evil spreads farther across Rune. Rune? Is that the name of the land? Is Rune? Every passing day. I don't remember being Rune. Rune Fost. Oh, that music. Music. Just hearing that music makes me so happy. And there it is. There's old Shining Force. One thing I remember about this game is like all the bookcases and stuff like that, like that bookcase in the background right there. You can go up to them and inspect them. They'll tell you the books are on there. Path to Master Swordsmanship, Warrior Techniques, and many more books. Alright, well that was awesome geeking out on YouTube. You know, if anybody else like me is a Sega nerd and you haven't tried this out yet, pick it up. It's cheap still. It's not super expensive anyway. Well, thanks YouTube. It was nice to be able to geek out and just enjoy some games, have some fun. SEGA Genesis Mini, it's pretty awesome. We'll be playing it quite a bit. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. My Astro City Mini will be here soon, and then the Genesis Mini 2 will be here in October when that comes out. I think the end of October is probably November because that's the ship from Japan. But I'll have my NES Mini and my Super NES Mini soon. But yeah, I'm going to go back to some EDF 2025 on the 360. It felt really good to just geek out and talk about some games. This is kind of a crappy video, but I just want to put something out there Love games, man.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.